Cool. So we should be live.
Oh, cool.
We should be good to go. Trying to download the Twitch app so we can test the levels a little bit, but for now we're good. I'm gonna hop back on the Twitch site just to make sure everything's A-okay here. So how are you, sir?
I'm doing great.
Doing good?
Yeah.
Doing good.
We're ready. Pump.
Pump. Hype. Hurra, 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 hurra. Okay, cool. So we are, yeah, we're good. Hello, people of the internet. My name is Tommy Righteous, and this is my friend the Tryhard,
Sup?
and we're coming to you through the power of the internet because we like wrestling, and this is the pre-show for the 10 Count Podcast, the first ever, I might add, 10 Count Podcast. So that's a thing.
Yes, and I know, Tommy, that you are just excited as much as I am.
Yeah, man. We got some shit to discuss.
Yeah.
And if you're under 18, you can fuck off because I like using curse words.
So what he's saying is, go to a more family-friendly stream.
No, they can just fuck off. They can, if they don't, yeah.
All right, right there and right
Yeah,
then.
right there, right then, like Stone Cold does after a stunner. You fuck them off right there on the mat, and you get in their face, and you flip them off, and you're just like, I don't have to take your shit from nobody. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Obviously, we do not consent that.
Well, he doesn't. I certainly do, because that shit's for pussies. Anyway, so welcome to the 10 Count Podcast for September 15th. That's today's date.
That is today's date,
For
indeed.
some reason, I wanted to say July.
Huh.
I have no idea what.
That's
September
weird.
15th, 2017. This week, we have quite a few topics to discuss. We've got Woken Matt Hardy.
Yes, that's probably my favorite one that we're going to be discussing tonight. Today.
We've got Kairi Sane, which, do you know much about her at all?
See, I didn't get to catch a lot of the Mae Young Classic, but yeah, I know that I'm pretty sure the wrestling looked pretty good there.
Oh, yeah. The one that I'm the most excited for is WWE 2K18.
Ooh.
My God, I'm hype.
I mean, some people don't really like the wrestling games. For me, I do like them.
Dude, I've bought every wrestling game except for like the WWE series, like the WWE 12,
Okay.
13.
Mhm.
I thought those were kind of junk, but SmackDown vs. Raw and the 2K series I've been completely invested in. Kevin Owens, his push on SmackDown
Ooh.
Live.
I mean, it's definitely a good thing that this had happened to him.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
SmackDown, we'll get more into that when we
Yeah.
talk about Kevin Owens, but SmackDown Live is kind of the purgatory of the WWE right now, and I'm kind of upset. As well as the Undisputed Era on NXT.
Ooh.
I never thought that would happen.
No, that's it's interesting to say the least.
Yeah. And more. So stay tuned to the 10 Count Podcast for all those topics and more. For right now, do you want to move in our to our first? Do you want to move into our first topic, Mr. Tryhard?
Of course I do, Mr. Tommy Justice. So,
So, whoa.
what?
You got my name wrong.
I did?
It's like calling me the human spider when I'm Spider-Man. It's Tommy Righteous.
Tom?
If we're going to be working together,
Oh.
Tryhard,
Mm-hmm.
gotta get my name right.
Okay. I'm sorry. Alright, moving on.
So our first topic is Baby Miz.
So, at first I wasn't really sure if this was just a shoot or if it was an actual
Right.
thing. But, yeah, it's looking more like an actual thing.
Yeah, so it has been confirmed that Maurice is pregnant with the Miz's kid. And how the story kind of went was the Miz was just sitting at his kitchen table and Maurice came up to him and laid down a positive pregnancy test and said, "Congratulations, Dad." And the Miz went fucking ecstatic. This is great.
No, it's definitely great for both of them. Of course, we wish both of them the best of luck.
Oh, for sure.
Their child. And obviously, Miz, great wrestler. We love him here.
Oh, yeah.
Just the question is, like, do you think his attendance at Monday Night Raw will be, let's say, more sketchy in the months to come?
See, from my booking standpoint, how I see this going down is, since the Miz has the Miztourage now, and I expect that's kind of the reason why the Miz Taraj was introduced, to kind of get Maurice off TV. Because I don't have any sources to back this up, but I expect that Maurice asked for some time off or whatever. So what I see happening here is the Miz not taking much time off, and over the next couple of months during the beginnings of her pregnancy, the Miz being very protective over Maurice, saying, "My wife's pregnant, how dare you, get away from my wife, whatever." And that's when the Miz Taraj begins to become more relevant. And over the next couple of months, more toward the middle to end of Maurice's pregnancy, Maurice will be off television, and it'll just be the Miz and the Miz Taraj giving Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel the push they kind of need.
Right. So you see the Miz Taraj turning more into security guards, more than they actually have been.
Not so much. See, security guard can go one of two ways.
Mm-hmm.
You can go J&J security, which is pretty much a complete fucking joke. And the second, you can be the Shield. What I would like to see happen is Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel taking on more of a Shield standpoint and eventually turning on Miz and going over and forming a formidable tag team, because later in the podcast we'll talk about how the tag team division in the WWE is kind of diluted.
Yeah.
But I feel like Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel have the potential to be a fantastic tag team in their own right. Kind of drop the name Miz Taraj, but use the Miz as kind of like a stepping stone.
Yeah, as a platform. I mean, a lot of people don't remember, but yeah, Bo Dallas, a former NXT champion.
That's an often forgotten
Yeah.
fact. Bo Dallas and Big E are former NXT
Yes.
champions. You're correct.
Yeah, I think 2 and 3, Big E was the second one, and then Bo Dallas was the third one, I believe.
I think you're right. And another long forgotten fact is Curtis Axel is a former Intercontinental champion and former Paul Heyman guy.
Yes, he was. Yeah, so whatever happened with that, I'm not really sure. It's been a while, but this is definitely something I think will help them in the end.
Right. I mean, for a while, I've wanted Bo Dallas to kind of get together with his brother Bray and kind of form a real-life Wyatt family.
Yeah.
And I've always wanted to see, like, Curtis Axel live up to his father's reputation, because right now they're kind of disgracing the Hennig name.
Yeah, I would definitely agree that both of them could be doing a lot more, and I wouldn't say it's really their fault, and I still wouldn't say it's WWE's fault. It's just kind of hard to find a position for some guys like them.
Right, they've tried the social aspects shtick. They've tried, not on Axel or Dallas, but they tried 3MB with Slater, Mahal, and McIntyre, and it wasn't until they broke that up and kind of put them all on their own path that they found success. The only one that really hasn't found a lot of success is Heath Slater, and even then he's a former SmackDown Tag Team Champion.
Yep.
So I can kind of see this as a very good thing. It's only a baby announcement. It's only a pregnancy. We have to keep that in mind, but this whole thing could kind of sway in the favor of the Miz Taraj.
Yeah, I definitely think that's a very good point. That's something I didn't think a lot about, but now I just propose one question to you.
What's that?
Will the Miz baby be Intercontinental Champion?
Yes.
Yes.
At age 3,
Jeez.
the Miz will lose the title. So that's like 3 years from here, and it's going to be the same reign as right now. The Miz is going to hold the Intercontinental title for the next 3 years.
I mean, I'm down for that.
He's going to lose, and what's going to happen is the Miz is so injured and he can't compete that his 3-year-old baby, whether it be male or female, comes in and says, "I'm going to avenge my dad," throws up in their opponent's mouth, gets the
God.
pin, new Intercontinental Champion, maybe the first female, but definitely the youngest Intercontinental Champion of all time.
No, I don't want to say first female because I believe China was the first female.
Ah,
Intercontinental
you
Champion.
got me. You got me. That's right.
Right, and speaking of children into wrestling, I think we've kind of hit the part on the baby Miz, but another child that was in wrestling was Matt Hardy's child back in TNA.
Are you saying this as a segue?
I am.
Woken Matt Hardy. So number one, before we talk about Woken Matt, Matt actually had another kid not too long ago.
Mm-hmm.
Little baby Wolfgang.
I did not know that was its name, but I mean, if we go back to the broken Matt Hardy, that was part of the TNA roster. His theme music was classical piano music. I wonder if there's any if Matt Hardy or his wife are a fan of classical music, if that's what that means.
I mean, I don't know if it's they're a fan of it. More so, it adds to the ambiance of the gimmick.
Matt Hardy naming his kid just for a gimmick.
I mean, it makes sense. But number one, I'd like to comment: Wolfgang is not a name.
I've known a couple people that's named Wolfgang before.
Really?
Yeah, at least two.
At least two
Yeah.
people named Wolfgang.
Yeah. I think it's a newer thing.
Dude,
I think it's a newer...
that's such
yeah.
a bad name.
I mean, he could just go by Wolf.
Yeah, but it's still like I don't get it.
All right,
Anyway,
moving on from names.
so the Woken Matt Hardy gimmick. Have you seen the video that
Yes.
Matt Hardy's put up?
Yes, give me your energy.
Get woke, stay woke.
If just I want to touch on that a little bit. If we're actually looking at like Woken or Broken Matt Hardy, I think the Woken name actually makes a little more sense. That he's kind of like awakened beyond other consciousness.
Yeah, but it's also. I mean, I feel like they both fit.
No, I agree.
Broken Matt is so broken.
Mhm.
He's sick of Jeff being past him. He's sick of the non-success that he's had. You know, he wants to create his own universe, and he did that.
Mhm.
Woken Matt, I also feel like makes a lot more sense to your point, where he's awoken
Yeah.
above consciousness. So the big question here is Woken Matt Hardy going to turn into WWE's version of Broken Matt Hardy?
So there's a couple ways you can look at this. A couple possibilities. Either the lawsuit with now Global Force Wrestling isn't really going anywhere, so they're just changing the name and changing some catchphrases because you can't really sue them because won't be a direct parallel.
Right.
Another way you could look at it is that WWE and Global Force Wrestling is coming to a conclusion and that WWE will be getting the rights. And the final, and I know some rumors, nothing's been confirmed, that WWE is looking at maybe purchasing some part of Global Force Wrestling or in its entirety. So there's a couple things you could take it from this.
Yeah, your last point, the WWE purchasing GFW, that particular point is shrouded in so much mystery
Yeah.
that nobody really knows what the hell's going on. I don't even think Vince McMahon or Jeff Jarrett know what's going on at this point. And that kind of delves more into the fact, or your point that you said, that, what was the one? That they have reached an agreement.
Yeah.
I don't think that's ever gonna happen. Jeff Jarrett is just one stubborn son of a bitch. He's not gonna give anything to the Hardys.
I could definitely see that, but in the terms of a business, if WWE is willing to pay enough for it, I could definitely see Jarrett going that way.
I don't know, man. And even, I mean, that point would be more believable to me if Jeff Jarrett or especially Rebby Hardy came out and said, "We finally won. You know, there is a God, whatever." Because Rebby, takes everything to Twitter.
Yes.
The second that comes to a disclosure, Rebby's gonna be all over it, like, F that owl. It's whatever. I think the more believable thing is Jeff Jarrett's just holding out at this point, and WWE's sick of it, and they're like, okay, let's make our own version, and they've given Matt Hardy pretty much creative freedom, because this video didn't feel like WWE at all.
Yeah, I could definitely agree that it didn't feel like WWE really at all, but I could see WWE saying that they didn't want it to be WWE-like, and they're just giving Matt the reins to do so as long as it's in reason.
Fair enough. Either way, I'm looking very much forward to seeing more of Woken Matt. I really hope they can do the delete thing, because that's really catchy. So, another question I'd like to pose to you, Tryhard, is this a way to effectively break up the Hardys?
So, I think, and it will go into one of the other questions you will have later, I think there's a couple of things. For me, the quick answer is yes, because, I mean, the Hardys returning at WrestleMania, the nostalgia feel, it was really cool, obviously.
Oh my god, I went nuts.
It was amazing, but in the end, we want to see Jeff be a solo star, and we want to see Broken and now Woken Matt Hardy on their own, or even feuding against each other. So I think this is a way to break up the Hardys.
See, my idea behind it is we've seen Matt versus Jeff so many times.
Yep.
It's pretty stale at this point, and as much as it pains me to admit, the Hardys aren't getting any younger. So I agree with you in the fact that it is an effective way to break up the Hardys. They've been together on WWE television for a long enough amount of time since WrestleMania. The nostalgia factor is starting to wear off, and I personally want to see Matt as a world champion. The ECW title doesn't count. I want to see Matt Hardy as a world champion in the WWE before he retires, because that would be glorious. Yes.
Very nice, good sir. But yeah, that would be awesome. But the question I guess I proposed to Matt Hardy lifting a world title over his head in the WWE, is it likely? I don't think so.
Well, here's the thing: is if they're giving this much freedom to Matt Hardy, right? This creative freedom. If they pursued the Hardys as much as they did before WrestleMania, they definitely see a lot in both of them. In their original run, they saw a lot in Jeff, and they pretty much kicked Matt to the side. I actually watched Armageddon 2008 not too long ago.
Oh, cool.
I watched it back. And what they did with Matt Hardy and Vladimir Kozlov was a damn disgrace to the Hardy name. Sure, they had Jeff Hardy lifting the world title, but what of Matt, right? I think this time around, especially with this new Woken character, they can get Matt onto the mainstream and kind of set him on a path to the main event.
Okay, I can definitely see that. I think the person he feuds with has to be particular in a sense that it has to be the right person. So I kind of want to propose that question. Who do you want to see Woken Matt Hardy feud against?
See, that's the big question here, is all of the pieces of the puzzle have to come together.
Yeah.
Right now, the Hardys are on Raw, and the world champion and the world champion contenders on Raw are guys like Brock Lesnar, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Roman Reigns. Guys that...
Beefcakes.
Yeah, beefcakes. Guys that, if they were in a one-on-one match with Matt Hardy for the world title, it wouldn't look right, because Matt Hardy is his stature, and they're beefcakes. Yeah.
Beefcakes is the best way to describe the Raw title.
I think what would be best is, I don't know when the next draft is supposed to happen. I don't know when the next Superstar Shake-Up's supposed to happen. I don't know. But definitely give Woken Matt Hardy time to get his gimmick over, get himself over, get him to SmackDown the second you can. Have him contend for the WWE title picture, because the WWE title right now is junk. Aside from Shinsuke Nakamura, who, he's doing his damn best, but Vince won't give him a goddamn break. If Matt Hardy were to go over to SmackDown, win the WWE title, that'd be a golden opportunity for him to one, put himself over, and two, get that damn title back to relevancy.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be a way, but I guess the question is, and this would just how time works out, and it'll probably change a couple times before then, who the WWE champion on SmackDown is going to be. I mean, it's definitely not going to be Jinder anymore after you get there.
You know, so fun fact, Jinder Mahal has held the championship longer in one reign than The Undertaker, Chris Jericho, Christian. I think Edge is on that list too. Edge might not be.
Maybe for like WWE champion, but not like heavyweight champion.
Right, for WWE championship, yes. But it's a damn disgrace. It pisses me off so much knowing that Jinder is on that list of all-time greats who have held the WWE championship. It upsets me so much.
I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, we're getting a bit off topic, but yeah. Jinder being champion was, for me, cool. Just to wrap it up, cool in the beginning, but now I think it's lasted way too long.
Oh, I want to punch you in the face. Anyway, let's. Are we done with Woken Matt? One more question. Yeah. Do you think Jeff will follow suit in his brother to be Woken?
Right. I'm first gonna give the short answer and then explain it a little more. He will not follow at all. He will, if we does this Woken Matt Hardy to SmackDown, Jeff will stay on Raw until I think he retires. And I think he's just going to be Jeff Hardy, charismatic enigma, feuding with like Finn Balor, maybe getting another title shot eventually for the world title.
Right.
And he kind of had a thing with Miz, but now it's kind of gone.
Yeah, I was kind of happy to see him with the Intercontinental title.
Yeah.
With the Intercontinental title opportunity.
Yeah, no, I think it was a good idea.
But yeah, I can see that very much so. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah.
The fans have loved Jeff how he is for years. So yeah, I don't think that's going anywhere. So would you like to move on, sir?
I think it's time to move on to our next topic, which...
John Cena versus
Ooh.
Roman Reigns at No Mercy.
Yeah, I mean, match with these two in the past would be, I think, not very exciting, but in the last couple of years, I think people have gotten more behind John Cena. I know I have. I used to not be a huge John Cena fan. I mean, I still might boo him if I go to an actual live performance, but it's more of a boo of respect at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
I feel like John Cena has gone through 3 phases. The Doctor of Thugonomics, Super Cena,
Yeah.
and now he's kind of gotten out of Super Cena, and now he's more like the real talker. Have you seen any of the
Yes,
promos between these guys?
It's been great.
Cena's broken the 4th wall more than Deadpool has in his movie.
Good reference. Yeah. Now, if we're talking about points here, John Cena has definitely won all of his promos against Roman Reigns.
Because Roman Reigns resorts to, Cena's already left the ring. Oh wait, no, I have a comeback. You're a bitch. That's all Reigns
basically.
has.
I mean, it might sound like we might hate on Roman Reigns, and to an extent we are, but
To an extent?
his promo skills definitely need work, a lot of work, but let's talk a bit more about his wrestling. It's not half bad, his wrestling.
It's more than half bad. You're right. It's more than half bad. It's not half bad. It's more than half bad.
I'm just trying to be nice, but yeah, Roman needs a couple things to be better, but yeah, but this match is definitely exciting. I think SummerSlam would have probably been a better idea for it, but
I feel like this is a WrestleMania caliber match.
I mean, of course, it's definitely any of the big pay-per-view matches, and definitely a WrestleMania match, but yeah, so I guess we can talk about who we think might win this match.
Give me 1 second.
Yeah, okay, folks.
Hello?
Tommy is going to be on the phone for a bit. So, just going a bit into this. There's rumors that John Cena actually might be leaving to film some TV or movie. I'm not exactly sure. Not exactly sure what source it is. It's just a rumor, but I think it's possible, which could indicate that Roman Reigns might be going over here. Have you heard that John Cena will be actually leaving to film some stuff?
Yeah,
soon?
and that's what makes this so hard. Sorry, I had to take a phone call.
That's okay.
But the thing with Roman is he's already gone over Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He's perceived as the man who retired the Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Okay, that's enough of that.
I know. and the thing, I want Cena to go over so much, but I know you're right. I know Vince is sucking Roman's dick so hard.
Roman's the best.
Roman.
Roman.
Vince, who do you want to be WWE champion?
Roman.
Vince, Roman's on Raw.
Roman.
In all seriousness, though, Roman's got to go over through some kind of shenanigans. The way they're staging this, Cena's destroying him on the mic, which could give Roman an opportunity to show him, you can run your mouth all you want, but I can beat you any day of the week, which is what kind of sounds like what Vince likes to do. I hate the fact that Roman's going to go over, and I hate the fact that it's on No Mercy, but it kind of makes it feel better if it's on No Mercy, if you get what I'm saying.
No, I get what you're saying, that it's not like a big pay-per-view, but it's still, correct me if I'm wrong, their first like one-on-one matches when they've both been at least superstars, like huge icons.
Correct.
I wouldn't call Roman an icon, but he's huge in the industry at the moment.
They've clashed in tag team matches. They've clashed when Roman was still in the Shield, but they've never had a one-on-one match with Roman as big of an identity as he is, and John Cena being John Cena.
Yeah.
This has never happened. So I don't know. We'll wait and see. Definitely what happens. I'm definitely concerned to see what's going to come of it. But all we can do is watch and observe.
Yeah. Last thing I would want to add to this is that we might sound like we're counting Cena out, and to an extent we are. But one thing they could do with this is kind of rock John Cena thing. John Cena wins this match, leaves for a bit, but then as soon as he comes back, then Roman would beat him.
Yeah.
So they could do that, or it could be reverse. Roman beats him now, and then Cena will beat him later on.
Because WWE definitely has a knack of doing 2 out of 3s with
Yeah.
John Cena involved.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Styles, CM Punk, The Rock,
Mm-hmm.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
I mean, The Rock, they didn't clash for a 3rd time, but regardless.
Give it some time.
Yeah, give it some time.
All right, I guess this is a good point to move on.
Yeah. Next subject, Kevin Owens. Oh my God, I love this man. Oh God. So Kevin Owens receiving a push from Vince himself by letting Kevin Owens headbutt him on SmackDown and busting him open.
Yeah, one word to describe this entire encounter is just brutal. Brutal.
Yes. The frog splash from the chop rope as well,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
That is, honestly, I haven't seen Vince take a beating like that in a long time.
Yeah, I can't actually remember the last time he's really taken such a beating. Maybe he's taken like a punch recently, but not an extreme beating.
Right.
Before we actually get into anything, I guess, do you want to... One thing that I want to talk about did you see Vince in the short time he was on SmackDown being more babyface or heel?
You know, it's hard to describe because he was on SmackDown for such a short amount of time. It depends because Owens is a heel,
Mm-hmm.
but Vince was definitely talking to him as if he were a heel. So it almost feels like Vince is healing Kevin Owens, who's a heel, which it worked. Don't get me wrong.
No,
it definitely worked because Vince is an authority figure. He doesn't have to be, this crowd wants Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon. You know, he doesn't have to be like that. So I'm thinking Vince is neither, and he's pulling kind of an authority figure.
No, I definitely agree. How I would describe it is like a cocky babyface is a weird way to put it.
It is a weird way to put it. But yeah, you're right. I can definitely see that. So another question that I have for you is, and this is a concern I didn't even think about until I read a couple articles on Facebook and NoDQ.com. Do you think Vince bladed?
No, I don't think so. I think either one or... Well, I think one thing happened. I mean, obviously there's a chance that it was his real blood, but it wasn't. I think how they were doing with Triple H and Roman Reigns a couple years ago now, geez, it feels like it wasn't that long ago. Blood packet is what I think it was.
See, I have to disagree there. You've seen the video, yeah? Of
Yeah.
the headbutt?
Mhm.
Because the blood literally seeps out of the pores of Vince's forehead. You watch it happen.
You got a point. I mean, the only thing is that Blading has been banned in WWE, but I guess Vince can break his own rule if he wanted to.
That's kind of what the articles were talking about as well. What the full thing that the articles mainly targeted was they had circled an area on Vince's forehead when he was talking, and they noticed there was a little different skin tone.
Right.
So what they thought was Vince bladed, immediately covered it with makeup. The headbutt removed the makeup, and then it started to bleed. As a guy who is very familiar with theater makeup and the time it takes for blood to dry, there's no way in hell that happened. The time Vince was out there and talking to Kevin Owens was too long of an amount of time for the blood to still be wet and for the makeup to not have mixed with the blood. I honestly think the headbutt was 100% real.
Oh, genuine. So you don't think it was planned? It's just Vince kind of being that Kevin Owens either hit him too hard or Vince is becoming a little old. He's getting up there. He's old.
I feel like Vince had this all planned. Like, Kevin, you headbutt me so hard that it busts me open. I don't think Kevin Owens went in with the intent to do more damage than was necessary. Because that's your fucking paycheck.
Yeah.
That's the top of WWE. You screw this up, you're fired.
Even though I could see Vince being that crazy guy, like, thanks, Owens, you really got me a rest there. Even if it wasn't even planned, I could Vince. But regardless, we don't think Kevin Owens is in any kind of trouble.
No. I don't think he's gotten the heat at all.
I don't think so either.
I think he was just following orders.
I agree. I could definitely see this being genuine, and to be honest, it looks like it probably was genuine. Yeah. One of the questions we little skipped over, do you think this is a good way for Kevin Owens to get a push in SmackDown, or?
Oh, certainly. Absolutely. taking down the McMahons. It got Orton over.
Yeah.
It got Triple H over. It got Seth Rollins over. You can't fuck with a spotless record like that. It's pretty much a godsend. It's the golden goose egg. If you fuck with the McMahons, you're gonna get over.
I think that's another one just to add to that to a lesser extent, CM Punk. Is
Yes. I forgot about that.
Yeah, but I definitely agree, and we haven't discussed it, but I think we both are agreeing that Kevin Owens is definitely going to win his match.
Oh, certainly.
I think it will be close though. It will make it look close.
It's
a Shane McMahon thing.
It's a Shane McMahon match.
Yeah.
A Shane McMahon match is designated to get his opponent over or the match over.
Mm-hmm.
Look at his last three. You've got Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell. You've got AJ Styles, and now you've got Kevin Owens.
It's going to be a great match.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
And you got to wonder, you got to wonder where the big Shane McMahon spot is going to come from.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be because it's a Hell in a Cell match again, correct?
Yes.
My idea was a pop-up powerbomb through the cell.
Through the top of the cell?
Maybe not through the top, but through a side, just as long as it breaks the cell.
Fair enough.
Yeah. But, a lot of things could definitely happen, and regardless, Shane's going to do a big moment. Everyone will be wowed, and it's going to be a good match. Probably one of the best matches on the card.
I agree. Are you not entertained? I mean, Shane-O has a knack for putting on great matches, even though he's one of the least experienced wrestlers in history.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not saying he's bad at wrestling. He just hasn't had the years of extensive training that a lot of these guys go through.
No, agreed. He has had more martial arts training, I believe.
You're right, yeah. But still, I mean, it's going to be a great match regardless.
So ending with this topic, we both think it's a good thing, and we're excited for Kevin Owens' future.
Hell yeah, man.
Right, moving on.
Kairi Sane wins the Mae Young Classic.
Whew.
So, you mentioned that you weren't very familiar with the Mae Young Classic.
Yeah, I caught a couple of the matches. All the ones I watched were great. I'm not familiar with most of the names involved besides Kairi, obviously, being... So I guess one question I have is, how big of a star is she going to be?
I feel like, she was one of the most over competitors in the tournament. I feel like, and she's also announced to be in a Fatal 4-Way for the NXT Women's Championship. I feel like she's going to be not Asuka level, but definitely near Bayley, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss level of success. I feel like that's where that's going to go. She put on fantastic matches throughout the Mae Young Classic, and I was very impressed with her. So, well deserved is what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, definitely agreed. Kairi is one of the person I did get to catch a couple of her matches, and for me, she was the best competitor in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can definitely classify this tournament as a success.
Oh,
yeah,
for sure.
Definitely. I guess one question I had is, do you think her being added to NXT in that match and probably to the brand overall, do you think it's too small? Do you think she should have went up to the main roster immediately?
That's a very good question. I feel like the timing definitely screwed things up. If Asuka had not handed over the NXT Women's Championship, she'd have a front row seat to Raw or SmackDown.
Yeah.
As it stands, NXT needs a women's champion, and I think it might actually help Kairi Sane develop, because I think it's a good thing they're going to NXT first, because the cruiserweights were just thrust into the main roster, which I feel like was a mistake, because a lot of guys like Bobby Roode, Samoa Joe, Shinsuke Nakamura, world-class athletes, spent a year or more in NXT developing the WWE style. The cruiserweights didn't get to do that.
Yeah, 205 Live is definitely not on, I believe, our topic list. Or is it on our...
It's a competitor from 205 Live is we're going to talk about him later.
But yeah, definitely, that's a topic for another time, and how we think how it could be better. But let's focus on... Yeah, obviously... So, Kairi, I think she can win the NXT champion, but I don't think she has to in this match. But eventually she will be.
Right. I'm trying to find... I read an article the other day from NoDQ.com about the signings from the Mae Young Classic. I can't seem to find it, but Kairi Sane obviously has signed a contract with WWE, as well as some others. I can't remember for the life of me. As well as there are some pending contracts with a few of the competitors, which is always exciting. I feel like the women's division is stronger than ever, and it's going to be on all three brands. Despite being the winner of the Mae Young Classic, she's going to NXT, Kairi Sane, and I feel like some of the other signings are going to go to Raw and SmackDown, which will definitely, they need that in both of their women's divisions.
Yeah, no, I would definitely agree. Women's wrestling has definitely been really good this last couple months and really year or two.
I can't find it.
Right. Well,
But
another topic we could talk for another day.
oh, for
is
sure.
Do more research.
Also, Piper Niven needs to get signed because I fucking love Piper Niven. Anyway, moving on. WWE 2K18, baby.
All right. I'm gonna let you talk for the most part about this, but I've seen first off, the trailer got me really excited. The Seth Rollins trailer was excellently shot.
Oh, made me wet. As a filmmaker and a video game lover and a wrestling lover, oh,
yeah, no, it was great.
Love it. 173.
It's a lot.
173 wrestlers. Of course, that counts duplicates of like Stone Cold, and then you've got Stunning Steve Austin, or like Mick Foley, and you've got Cactus Jack. But still, it's 173 playable characters.
73 of them are Hulk Hogan.
Oh no, but I'm so excited. Have you heard of the My Career overhaul yet?
I have not. I haven't played a lot of the 2K17 story mode. From the most part, it looked really good. I liked the promo stuff. I mean, obviously it was basic, but I think it was a good start. So, what are going to be some of the changes between the two?
So the My Career overhaul concerns, of course, the My Career mode.
Yeah.
And pretty much in My Career in 2K17, it was very bland. It was very, you face this superstar, you do this rivalry, you bump up. It was lowest common denominator. In My Career in 2K18, what they've done is they are giving you the choice of two paths. It's either the company man, who helps the GMs do the best show possible for their brand, essentially a heel, and that gives you more opportunities for title shots down the line and what have you. And you've got the fan favorite, who you go over on your own, you get no help from the GMs, pretty much a face. And with this option, it's awesome. This is the first one I'm going to do, because if you become WWE Champion as a fan favorite, you get customizable WWE Championship belts.
That's
fucking badass.
It's really cool. Yeah. Out of those two, I would say I would probably do the heel one first, the best for business kind of role. But yeah, I like the story, and I don't know how much is released, that there are definitely paths you can take on both of them. Like different.
They were talking about how much more organic it's going to be.
Okay.
As well as a free roam backstage area, kind of like SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I believe it was, had the backstage area. I think
you're right. Yeah. We could be wrong, but I think that's right. It's been a long time.
Yeah, oh my god, that's like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's got a new selling engine. Opponents don't lay on their backs on the mat anymore. They move around. And it just looks awesome. They've updated the promo engine as well to be more dynamic, and people act like who they are. Like Bray Wyatt acts like himself. Shinsuke moves fluidly. It's going to be... Oh, I want to pre-order it if I had the money, but I don't have the money. But when I do, I'm going to pre-order, because pre-ordering is stupid.
This sounds to me like a cry for money.
Donate to the stream to help me pre-order WWE 2K18. That'd be wonderful. Oh, God.
Yeah, just something that I've liked to do in the past WWE games with just some friends, and it's just kind of the funny glitzes that happen, but unfortunately this game looks too good to have those funny glitzes.
Oh, no, this is 2K. They're gonna have glitches all up and down the walls.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite experience of glitch is probably, I was playing an Elimination Chamber match with me and a couple more of my friends. For some reason, he was running towards like one of the cells, and he ran out of the cell and kept on running into the audience. The screen kept on getting bigger and bigger.
Dude, that happened in one of the games. I think it was specific to the Tribute to the Troops map, and we could literally get over the barricade and go as far back as we could.
Yeah, you just had to restart the match.
Yeah, no, that's funny shit.
No,
But no, this game looks awesome, and I want it right now.
yeah. Overall thoughts? Looks like a good game, and we're both excited to play it when we get the opportunity.
Oh, I'm gonna be so wet.
Moving on.
Anyway, the New Day on SmackDown won the SmackDown Tag Team titles.
Ooh, it's yeah, it's interesting. One thing I think, question that I had for myself and posed to you and the rest of the audience: did this need to happen?
No,
All right.
absolutely not. Why? I mean, we touched on it a little bit earlier. The WWE Tag Team division on Raw and SmackDown is a complete joke. It's like Vince has something against tag team wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like the Young Bucks are just pissing him off so much that he's not... Oh, fuck tag team wrestling.
Yeah, tag team wrestling can really be a dynamic form of wrestling. Something, it can be great artwork, but recently it's kind of fell flat. I mean, it might sound like we might be hating on the New Day, but I love their record-setting title.
Oh,
It was
absolutely.
great, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I love the New Day as a tag team. I love the New Day as champions. But this didn't.
It wasn't the right move.
Yeah, it didn't need to happen.
Yeah.
The Usos were fine as the champions. They didn't need to hand the title over on SmackDown. It's kind of like AJ Styles winning the U.S. title at a house show for absolutely no reason.
Yeah, it was cool, but then after like a couple hours, you start thinking about it.
Yeah,
like,
it didn't need to happen. So my question for you is, where is the WWE Tag Team division going?
It's a tough question to answer. You know, tag team wrestling hasn't been amazing recently. Even though we had tag teams like American Alpha, New Day, Hardy Boys. I mean, come on, we brought them back.
Yeah.
And just, it hasn't really gone anywhere is the best way to put it.
Right, and breaking up tag teams left and right, like
Yeah.
American Alpha, DIY, that doesn't help anybody.
There needs to be a reason to break them up, and there hasn't been a good reason for most of them.
I agree. What I feel like should happen, and we'll talk more about this later. Some of the guys that aren't getting TV time on SmackDown, kind of like how Sheamus and Cesaro started, get those guys together, like maybe Sami Zayn and Mike Kanellis, or Rusev and Ty Dillinger.
Mike Kanellis.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Mike Bennett.
But no, still, I was just laughing at how
Right.
it's been for him.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Oh, we're moving on.
No, I mean from Mike Kanellis.
Oh, okay.
All right, but yeah.
But no, they need depth in their tag teams. They need tag teams, period. And they need to give the Fashion Police more TV time because they're funny as hell.
They're really
Did you see?
funny.
Oh, what pay-per-view was it? Was it where they kept changing outfits?
I mean, I feel like that's a lot of it. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of if it was a pay-per-view or just a show, but
Was it Mania?
I don't think so. It might have been, but I don't. Wrestling memory is bad.
Yeah, no, I don't think it was Mania.
It's like, do you remember when Seth Rollins was WWE World Heavyweight Champion? Yeah, that's been like years ago. Really?
Oh no, but tag team wrestling needs to kind of have a women's wrestling renaissance.
Yeah, no, I think Renaissance is the best way of describing what needs to happen. Do you want to add anything else to the tag team besides that it just needs to be changed? I mean, I haven't thought of any ways to fix it, but could definitely be a topic for another day.
Right, for sure. So tag team wrestling needs to reinvent itself.
Yes.
The Undisputed Era. Oh my God, they did it. They finally did it.
Huh.
Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Bobby Fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's,
God.
I think just your moaning is the best way to describe it.
I love it. I love it so much.
So, I guess my question for you is, where do you think it's going to go from here?
So I definitely see. So the Undisputed Era, of course, is their stable name.
Yeah.
I definitely see the Undisputed Era dominating NXT like something we've never seen. Bobby Roode didn't dominate as much as this. Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, none of those guys dominated NXT as much as we're going to see the Undisputed Era do. They're going to run rampant, they're going to destroy everything, and they're going to establish themselves as the top guys in NXT for about maybe 8 months to a year, come up to the main roster, and hopefully get the Evolution treatment. Hopefully. Because these guys, we've already seen it with Shinsuke Nakamura, Finn Balor, just wasted world-class talent. And these are 3 of the best in the world. They need to treat them like royalty.
I think putting them together is a good start for me. I really like that they did put them together, and I hope when they do bring them up to the main roster that they're going to stay a group for at least like another year or half a year at least.
Yeah.
I hope they don't break them up as soon as they come to the main roster.
No.
So do you see 2 of them holding tag team belts and the one holding the NXT title, or?
That'd be a good way to go, just to establish the dominance of the Undisputed Era, holding every male championship on the brand. I feel like it shouldn't happen right away.
I
feel like they should wait, and then when they lose the titles, that's when they get bumped up to the main roster.
It's a common theme in NXT and wrestling in general. You go out of your brand with your back down, so
Right.
losing your championship. I guess besides Asuka.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Asuka is gonna dominate Raw. Oh my god.
I mean, that's just something because we're on NXT. Do you think she should have gone to Raw? Or I think she could have maybe done more with SmackDown because they need help.
Raw.
I think so, but I also agree that Raw is the right thing, but then there's also like Alexa Bliss and Nia Jax thing going on, so.
Yeah, I see that. And SmackDown, let's run it down. SmackDown has Charlotte.
Yeah, who hasn't done a lot, but mostly because of her father kind of not doing so well.
Right. Who else is on SmackDown?
You got Becky Lynch, the first SmackDown Women's Champion.
Becky Lynch is on. I thought she was on Raw.
Is she on Raw? No, she's on SmackDown.
Is she on SmackDown?
Oh.
Okay.
I feel like it's been a while since I've seen her.
Yeah, a little bit. Honestly, I haven't been paying much attention to the SmackDown women's division at all. Who's the women's? That's
Natalya. Yeah.
Natalya and Naomi.
Yeah.
On SmackDown, that's right. But yeah, I agree with Asuka going to Raw, and I agree that the Mae Young Classic could definitely flood the Raw and SmackDown women's division with great talent to make it much better. So I'm excited for that. Undisputed Era, gonna rock NXT, man.
It's gonna be great unless they mess it up, and I don't see them messing it up.
Nope. Hope not. The Ziggler revival.
Oh, jeez.
Again with this. Ziggler, I've always loved Dolph Ziggler. Always loved him. I still do. It never ceases to amaze me how far down he can go and how he can ride it right back up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. He's been, for like the last couple months, I want to say, even you could say last year, it's been a rough time to be Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah. But I'm liking this new gimmick. Or multiple gimmicks.
Yeah, let's say multiple. I mean, when it first debuted, it was really interesting to see where it was going. I didn't see the Naomi thing come out, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was definitely, if anyone could do that gimmick, it was going to be Dolph Ziggler.
Oh, yeah.
Because, I mean, he's been reinvented a lot. So it's kind of interesting to see the WWE to, like, kind of poking fun at it.
Yeah, it's a little bit ironic that Ziggler
definitely ironic.
is the one doing that. Actually, is that? No, okay, that's the Dolph Ziggler. I thought this on his left leg was the Destiny logo.
Oh, no.
I've been seeing that logo too much. But where do you see this going?
You could see it in a very interesting way. You could see him continue how it's been going, or eventually he's just gonna. I mean, he's kind of already said how bad his own gimmick at the moment is.
Yeah.
You could see him like eventually saying that being. I don't know. This could be a drastic way of him going back to babyface in a weird way. I could see it saying that back to babyface, saying that he's not gonna be what the company wants him to be in a interesting way. But or you could see him going on like how it has been, and I think that's how I want it to go.
Right. I can definitely agree with that. I can see him doing a few more gimmicks for a few more weeks, and then finally saying, "F you all, I'm gonna prove you all wrong with my in-ring ability," and then people getting behind him. Like I feel like after he's done goofing off, I feel like he's training hard right now, and I feel like he's going to wow everyone in his first match back, because he hasn't been doing matches.
Yeah.
So I feel like he's kind of upping his arsenal, for lack of a better term, and trying to wow everyone.
I guess where to go from that is where do you want to see him go in wrestling?
I want to see him, honestly, another world title shot.
Right off the bat, or
Not right off the bat. Give him some time. See if he's ready for it. Maybe give him a mid-card title or two on the way. But before he retires, I'd like to see one more time Dolph Ziggler as world champion and see how that goes over.
Okay, I can see it. It's one of those weird title reigns that might catch people by surprise. I think he probably has one more in him, as long as the company wants to give him one.
Oh,
And
for
that's
sure.
that's the big
And
question.
Vince has never been a Ziggler fan.
Yeah.
And which is terrible to see. And more on this point, did you see Dana Warrior's response to this picture? To Ziggler coming out?
I've not seen that her response, but I can sure it's not positive.
You know, she pretty much said, come out making fun of my husband like that again, and this warrior will jump over the barricade or whatever. Dude, it's wrestling.
Yeah.
This is a character. He's not making fun of Ultimate Warrior. If anything, he's putting Warrior over, saying how much Warrior was over.
Alright. Yeah, it's a touchy subject. Obviously, it's wrestling, and death has been no excuse not to stay into the business, obviously. I guess the thing is, what I would want WWE, obviously, I think their first thing with the Ultimate Warrior is good, but I wouldn't use any more dead wrestlers with Dolph Ziggler's gimmick.
Well, the thing is, the Ultimate Warrior is an icon.
Yeah, he is. One thing, I mean, I just said that I don't know if I want to see more dead wrestlers, but I kind of would want to see a Dolph Ziggler Macho Man thing. I think that would be cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Other than Macho Man and Ultimate Warrior, I can't think of anything that they would do gimmick-wise for a dead wrestler. They wouldn't do Umaga.
Yeah, obviously.
They wouldn't do Big Daddy V or Viscera.
Yeah, or Eddie Guerrero.
Eddie Guerrero. They certainly wouldn't do Chris Benoit.
Yeah. Who? Who are you talking about?
Your goddamn WWE company, man. But no, I'm excited to see where this is going to go on Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
So we're going to go ahead and talk about Jack Gallagher. The gentleman is no longer the gentleman.
Yeah. I think it's definitely an interesting thing for his character. I've never watched 205 a lot, but Jack Gallagher is one character I have been known, and I think it's an interesting thing to turn him heel.
Yeah, and I mean, the most prevalent question here is, does anyone really care?
I mean, it's 205 Live.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. The cruiserweights, this could be so important, especially with the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher, two of the best cruiserweights in the damn world, and nobody seems to bat an eye.
I mean, it's my question is, do you care about 205 Live?
I want to.
No, I have the same feeling.
I want to care so bad about the cruiserweights and 205 Live, but I don't.
Yeah, no, the same. I have the same feeling. It's, I don't know. It's not. I mean, the wrestling is obviously good.
Yeah.
Stories are bad, to an extent.
Stories are okay.
It depends on what story.
It's just you can't put it on right after SmackDown.
Yeah.
SmackDown drains you. You can't. 5-hour pay-per-views are bad enough. You can't. So when you've got a 5-hour pay-per-view in a week, you've got Sunday the pay-per-view, which is 5 hours of wrestling. You've got Raw. You've got SmackDown. You've got 205 Live, and you've got NXT. And Takeover. When you've got pay-per-views, you've got Takeover.
It's a lot of wrestling, for sure.
It drains you. it makes it makes it to where you don't want to watch the product anymore, and that's not good for your product.
Yeah. Oh, it's difficult to say how you would schedule 205 Live.
Thursday.
Thursday, I mean, I think that's probably is better than how it is now, but then you might have people not wanting to buy a ticket just for 205 Live.
You know what? Fair enough. The business plan, I feel like they were going to move it to another day if 205 took off,
Yeah, I agree.
but it didn't, so they're not, which sucks because I like 205. I want to like 205. I don't know, man. I feel like maybe it needs to be a network. I mean, it is a network exclusive, but you know, I don't know. Maybe move them to like NXT.
Okay.
Not the brand itself,
No,
but
I know.
move it to
Yeah.
what's the college called?
Oh man, I am
Full Sail
Yeah,
University.
yeah.
That's the one. Moving to a campus like Full Sail. Moving to a more enclosed space. Tape it. Put it on the network. Easy peasy. You don't have to buy tickets for the most part. The guys there do, but you get the cruiserweights over more. Excuse me. You get them that experience, and I don't know. I want to like them so much, but yeah.
So, 205, it's an interesting move for this, but before any of us can really care, we need 205 Live to probably be something different than what it is, and then we
Agreed.
can love you.
And just change everything about who you are, and then I can love you.
That's not how love works, but segue.
Segue.
Segues are weird.
So, final topic: the forgotten wrestlers of SmackDown.
Yeah, this is definitely a topic I think we're all wondering, and definitely the biggest one is the first name we have here is Sami Zayn. Such a talented guy, can do work with anything. He's kind of similar to Dolph Ziggler in a sense that he can make any match good, and he will always look good in those matches. It's just... Should he have stayed on Raw, I guess is a good question. I mean, obviously the shakeup is a long time ago, but...
That's rough to answer.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've been a Sami Zayn fan since Generico. I've loved him. I've loved his ability, his charisma, everything. On Raw, it felt like he was getting shafted. On SmackDown, it feels like he's getting mega shafted.
Which is surprising because, like, before the Superstar shakeup, the tagline for SmackDown was the Land of Opportunity.
Yeah, and now it's just the land of forgotten toys.
And Jinder Mahal.
And
oh no, I triggered him.
I'll never understand why Jinder's champion and these guys are not on the card ever.
I apologize to headphone users.
Ah!
Oh god. So yeah, Sami Zayn, he doesn't need to be reinvented. He just needs to be used more. My partner.
Jinder is fucking champion. God damn it. I'm okay.
He's not okay.
My
I'm
head hurts.
scared. Call for help.
I'm concussed. Kevin Owens headbutted me. Help.
Jeez, man. Do you want to move on from... I mean, we can hit Sami Zayn again at the end, but do you want to add anything to him?
I just want him to get some kind of opportunity.
Yeah. Something.
A common theme with all these guys is they don't have much TV time, and I don't know why.
It's not like SmackDown has a lot of wrestlers. It's just the same ones we see
Yeah,
usually.
and that's what confuses me is I feel like WWE thinks the same wrestlers are the biggest draws. Like AJ Styles, I can get behind.
Yeah.
Randy Orton, I can get behind.
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, I can get behind. Jinder Mahal.
He's champion. He has to be there. Moving on. Let's not get angry again.
Who else?
I mean, we have the one women's match a night that usually will have like Natalia and Naomi.
So Natalia and Naomi. But other than that, those are the usual matches for the week.
Jeez, that is what SmackDown is,
Yeah.
isn't it?
So mix it up.
I mean, Bobby Roode just came.
Bobby Roode, you're right.
Bobby Roode. Yeah.
But I hope he doesn't fall into this category because that would piss me off.
I don't think he will.
hope he doesn't. Because we've seen Shinsuke fall into that category.
Well, Shinsuke is, I mean, he is going to be the one challenging Jinder again.
God, I hope he wins. For Shinsuke's sake, for SmackDown's sake, and possibly these guys' sake.
Mm-hmm. I think Shinsuke could definitely help these guys' cause. So yeah, we miss Sami Zayn. We love him. We want him back.
Oh my
our
God,
life.
yes. Mike and Maria,
Jeez.
they're just happy with their paychecks.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
They're I know they were getting some flack on social media, and they pretty much responded with, when you're getting 6 figures, come talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I don't think Mike and Maria mind that much. I mean, it'd be great to see them on television.
The audience can see this, but I just drew a graph of what their appearance in WWE has been so far.
Yeah, it's literally a mountain. It goes straight up, and then straight back down.
Not at all. It's actually beneath the ground at this point.
it's non-existent. I'd like to see them, but they're just happy with paychecks.
Yeah, and basically WWE and wrestling in general is a thing. If usually you get what you put into it, and I don't know how much they're really putting into it at the moment, but as long as they're satisfied, I mean, we kind of have to be happy for them.
Right.
So yeah, we want to see more of them, but I don't know what I would do with them if I was booking.
Mid-card run? Where is the United States title?
It's like
Is it AJ?
It is AJ, yeah. It's a main event thing actually.
Yeah.
Now.
So my question is, AJ issued that U.S. Open challenge, right?
Yeah.
So get these guys in that U.S. Open challenge, make them look good, not necessarily put the title on them. Maybe Mike, maybe Sammy.
I would put it on Sammy if anyone on this list.
Right, but just get them over.
Yeah. So yeah, Mike and Maria. Open challenge, and that's all we can really think at the moment.
Yeah.
So, Fashion Police, we've talked about them a little bit.
I want them to be tag team champions so bad.
Yeah, my opinion of that is if Rhino and Heath Slater could be tag team champions, the inaugural tag team champions on SmackDown, then they can. Fashion Police definitely can.
Hornswoggle and the Great Khali can be tag team. Wait, were they tag team champions?
I don't know, but that would be hilarious.
I'm looking it up because something in me says they were tag team champions at one point.
Something in me says they're not. Hey, we are going straight into it, folks. We're gonna figure it out. My guess, I'm putting my fake money on no, they were not.
Okay, they weren't.
But they were in a match, it looks like.
They were a tag team for a little bit. They were a tag team for a little bit. I just never knew if they grabbed the titles. But, yeah, I mean, my point was, if Rhino and Slater can be tag team champions, Hornswoggle and Khali can be tag team champions.
Yeah, and then the Fashion Police can definitely be tag team champions.
So, yes, I want that to happen. They're honestly one of the best things going on SmackDown. You've got the New Day, you've got the Usos, and then also you've got the Fashion Police.
Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable.
Ho ho, hey ho.
It's weird.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting that Shelton Benjamin's back.
Oh yeah.
It's maybe a topic for another time.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, but yeah, definitely we're excited for him back. Fashion Police, SmackDown, and tag team division in general could use some people, and they're definitely people.
Yeah, they are definitely people.
Yeah. They're great characters. They make us laugh, and if SmackDown, if the people in WWE are worried about making the tag team championship a joke too late, it already is. So might as well put it on the people that make us laugh.
Fair enough. What about Ty Dillinger?
What about Ty Dillinger?
10.
His moments will come at the Royal Rumble each year at the 10th spot. But no, he definitely needs to be more in it. What has he really done since he's moved up?
Nothing.
He won the Andre the Giant Memorial.
No, he didn't.
Who did?
That was Mojo.
Oh yeah, it was Mojo Rawley. I knew it was Ty or Mojo. My bad. Excuse me.
Should have been Ty.
Agreed.
God damn it. But
Mojo Rawley could also be on this list, I guess.
yeah, fair enough. Mainly because I forgot about Mojo Rawley. He is the forgotten. But Mojo, I hate him.
All right, let's talk about Ty.
You ain't hype. You ain't hype. 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 Herpes.
Okay, moving on. Segues are weird.
Yeah, segues are weird. What about so? What happened to that world championship opportunity Rusev was going to get?
An RKO out of nowhere.
I mean, yes, that is essentially what happened.
The rumor that was going around that that Rusev and Lana and his real life wife Lana were asking for their releases.
I
And
think that was shot down.
no, it definitely was shot down, but well, I mean, it might have been. I don't know. I can't say definite, but rumor is that Rusev has some kind of heat on him. There's something not right there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Rusev getting a title opportunity looks about as south as Texas at this
I
moment.
think even further south. And it sucks. I don't know exactly what Rusev did to get this backstage heat. It definitely sucks since Rusev is one of SmackDown's best competitors, and all of these guys on this list could make SmackDown something worth watching at this point.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like SmackDown and Raw have pulled a complete
Yeah.
360 on
Yeah,
each other
because
since last year.
Yeah, SmackDown, I always made sure I watched it last year, and Raw was like, if I had time, and now... I mean, obviously, I don't catch every show, but if I want to watch one, it's going to be Raw.
Yeah, for sure.
The only reason why I would want to watch SmackDown is because of AJ and KO.
Mhm.
Is the only real reason.
For sure.
But yeah, these guys, all of these people could. We want to see them back.
Oh,
I think
for
is
sure.
the statement I would like to say for it.
For sure. But so that's pretty much the 10 count for September 15th, 2017. Hope you all enjoyed the people who see this after the fact because no one came in the stream. But that's okay. Things exist on the internet for a reason. So I'd like to thank you, Try Hard, for assisting me in this.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
Shake my hand.
It's clammy.
He's shaking my hand.
I
Now I get to recreate Kevin Owens' promo from SmackDown last week. Ugh!
No one wins in a headbutt.
Yeah, no one wins in a headbutt. But, so, my parting words. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week.
Next week, yeah. This has been the Try Hard.
And my name is Tommy Righteous. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, 9gag, Vine, YouTube.
We haven't told them how to follow.
I'm just making stuff up.
Yeah.
The 10 Count does have a Facebook page, though. Just look it up on the 10 Count on Facebook.
I'll need to look it up.
You're part of the podcast, and you haven't even liked us on Facebook.
And that's been our show.
We'll see you guys next week. Thank you very much for watching.
Bye-bye.